Hello, Mr. Disaster Tour Guide. We are writing to inform you that the title to your latest video is a clear Category 2 clickbait and as a result qualifies as an internet crime. Please correct this immediately or face additional consequences. Sincerely, the Internet. Oh, come on, it's not really clickbait if I tell you in the very beginning of the video that I'm going to be going back to school later this summer, and as a result that means that my video schedule is going to be slowing down, but the channel's not actually going away. Today, I'm going to be sharing some updates for my channel and what you all can expect in the future on today's episode of The Local Disaster Tour Guide. Hello travelers and tourists, my name is Mark and I am the Local Disaster Tour Guide. That's right, I am a storyteller that is genuinely surprised I have made it to 4 years as a content creator here on YouTube. It's kind of crazy that this has been going on so long. Welcome to a journey through the fantastic world of TTRPGs like Pathfinder and Starfinder, and welcome to a channel discussion video. April 2024 represents the 4-year anniversary of this channel, and I genuinely think it is pretty cool that all of this has happened. And I have 2 simple goals in today's video. First, I want to express my thanks to you, the Disaster Tour Guide community, for your support and encouragement over the years, because honestly, you are the best part of this job. And I want to give you a heads up for the direction this channel is going to be going, at least in the short term, so that you're aware of what you can expect. So to conquer those 2 objectives in reverse order, I want to start with what is essentially the clickbait of this video and talk about the reason that I'm going to be scaling back this channel in the near future. Now, I do want to express very clearly that this channel is not going away. I have way too much fun here. I genuinely enjoy doing all of this. And honestly, this has been a fantastic journey for me, so it is not my intention to do away with this channel or to stop making content. But with all of that being said, my life circumstances are going to be changing here in the near future, and as a result, the amount of time that I can commit to this channel is going to be changing. Now, longtime viewers of this channel are probably aware that I do have a couple of jobs I do outside of making content for this channel. I am both a pastor and then also a teacher in a special education classroom at a local high school. And anyone who knows me outside of the context of the Local Disaster Tour Guide would know that at the end of the day, those 2 things are truly my passion and my calling in life. Caring for people and helping people to learn and grow and develop their skills is really at the heart of who I am as a person. And those 2 jobs are the kind of work that I would be doing even if I wasn't getting paid. And to be entirely honest, there's been times in my life I have done that kind of work without getting paid because that's what was necessary. I am one of those people who is honestly blessed that I have found my calling in life, and I genuinely love the work that I get to do. Last year, I actually started teaching in a special education classroom, and I have to say that experience has been just absolutely amazing. Like, there was a circumstance this past year where I was able to discover that one of my students had been denied a support that they were entitled to, and I got to lead the charge in making sure that they were getting the services that they needed, and seeing the change in my student as those services have come into effect, that's the kind of stuff that I live for. It is truly the kind of work that I cannot walk away from. And to be able to make a living doing the kinds of stuff that I care about is one of those blessings that I realize some people don't have, and I appreciate those things and I take it very, very seriously. But as a result of the fact that I have a new job working in a moderate severe disabilities classroom, that does mean that as an educator, I'm going to need to go back to school. Now, I actually have a master's in education, but because of the weird certification laws in my state, a master's in education is not enough. I could probably offer some cynical commentary on that one. So I am going to have to go back to school for an additional 2 years to fully round out my certification in order to be in the best position to serve my students long term. And if I'm being honest, whatever cynicism I may have about the weird certification laws in my state, I will say as a self-admitted pedantic bookworm that I'm honestly not complaining about the chance to spend a lot more time reading books. It is kind of my entire personality. Starting this summer, I'm going to be a full-time student again, and I'm going to be a full-time student again along with both of my IRL jobs, and all of those things taken together along with the fact that I have a toddler at home kind of mean that, well, I can't devote as much time to this channel as I have in the past. Sometime this summer, probably more towards the end of the summer, but sometime this summer, I am slowly going to be reworking my content schedule with the aim of having videos that come out about once or twice a month, and maintaining that schedule probably for the span of the next 2 years as I work to finish out my education. That is significantly less content than I've done in the past, but it also reflects the fact that when I started this channel, I was mostly doing this channel because the pandemic was going on and I was bored. Like, that's the reason this whole journey started. I was stuck at home, I was laid off, I had nothing to do, and I needed something to keep my mind occupied, and I thought, hey, let's do YouTube for a while, it might be fun. And much to my surprise, not only was it incredibly fun and a much more positive social experience than I initially feared, but my channel also ended up taking off in a way that I genuinely didn't think would happen nearly as quickly as it did. I still remember the day that my channel hit 100 subscribers. My wife and I were so ecstatic that we went out and got a steak. We were celebrating the fact that I hit this incredible milestone of 100 subscribers. And right now, my channel has 2,100 subscribers. I've matched that achievement 21 times over. But I remember after getting that initial 100 subscribers, saying to myself, like, hey, this is fun, it's going well, I'm having a good time. You know what? Let's do this seriously. And my wife and I made a conscious decision that we were going to invest in me doing YouTube. I committed to it and I researched into it, and when I actually started researching into the whole becoming a YouTuber thing, I started tracking out the normal numbers and the things you could expect, and one of the things I remember seeing is that it usually took somewhere between 3 to 4 years for a channel to actually become large enough and successful enough that it would be monetized. And I thought, hey, that's cool, I can do this on the side for a few years and maybe somewhere down the road I'll get a little bit of money back from it. That's cool. And then, much to my surprise, right around the 2-year mark for this channel exploded, and suddenly I was monetized essentially a year and a half, 2 years ahead of schedule, if you will. And for the last couple of years, I've been making not a lot of money, but a little bit of money from this channel, and honestly, that's just kind of been icing on top of the cake for me. What I'm saying is, where I thought I might be today is where I've already been for a couple of years, and it's just been so much fun to go on this journey. As part of having this channel, I've had the opportunity to talk to authors in the TTRPG industry, and I've had the opportunity to meet people from all around the US and even to meet a few people from other countries, and there's just so many cool experiences that I've had doing this that I never imagined I'd get to do. Seriously, if you are a published TTRPG author and you have appeared on my channel at some point, I hope you understand how ridiculously nerded out I am that I got to talk to you. The fact that I've gotten to do that a few different times genuinely blows my mind. It's so cool. And I say all that to say this: the main point of this channel has never been for me to get some income from it. Yes, getting some income from this channel is nice, but it's never been the core of the reason that I've been here. It started out first and foremost as a way for my mind to stay busy and avoid the stress of the pandemic, and it's morphed into this fun ongoing conversation with other nerds about some of my favorite games and the fantastic art of storytelling. Through this entire journey, I've continued to do this not because I have my eye on how much money I'm making, but because I have my eye on the incredibly cool opportunities that I'm getting as a result of this channel. In other words, this is my fun space. This is where I go to relax, to chill, to do cool stuff, and to let go of some of the stresses of everyday life. I am blessed to work in the fields of ministry and education, and I will never leave those fields as long as I'm alive, because that truly is the kind of work that I live for. But the reality is, both of those lines of work are often very stressful and often very difficult. When I'm making calls to the hospital, or when I'm helping students fight for their rights and the services they need, yes, that kind of work is deeply meaningful, but it's also very heavy and very stressful. And I appreciate this channel because in many ways, this is a space where I can come and I can set those heavy things down and talk about fireballs and fighting dragons and whatever ridiculous thing Mark Seifter came up with this week. I am here because I am enjoying the ride, and I am enjoying the ride because of you. Seriously, you make this job great. Talking to you, interacting with you, hearing your thoughts, talking about stuff, having people call me out because I'm not fair to the investigator in Pathfinder 2e, whatever the case may be. So seriously, as a content creator, I hope you all hear that I am deeply grateful for you and the support you give this channel. It really does mean the world to me. But with all of that being said, I also have to be realistic about the demands of my real life career and the demands of trying to maintain a channel like this. And one of those demands that I have really struggled with is, well, the monetized nature of this channel. 2 years ago, I was blessed to cross that threshold where this channel could be monetized, and very quickly I realized that there was a certain balance of how often I needed to be doing something as a content creator in order to maintain the little bit of money that I was getting. And at the financial height of this channel, I was bringing in what amounted to about $20 to $25 a month. Not a lot, but hey, I can take my son out to Dairy Queen once a month, I'll take it. However, to maintain that monetized nature of the channel, I did have to maintain a pretty reliable schedule of production, and I very quickly noticed that when I fell below a certain threshold, I would start running up against the lines that I needed to hit if I wanted to stay monetized. Now, when you're unemployed because of a pandemic, that's not really a problem. But the reality is the amount of work that takes is something I know I'm not going to be able to maintain, at least for the next couple of years. And on top of that, you may have heard some other YouTube content creators talking about the fact that the way YouTube monetizes has changed recently, and that is true. At one point in time, YouTube was the primary source of income for this channel, and then I got a little bit of extra money through Patreon from people who donated directly to this channel. And those things taken together, minus the expenses of doing this channel, ended up netting, like I said, about $25 a month. Now, almost all of that has stayed the same. The support on Patreon is still there, but the YouTube side of the equation has gone down, and has gone down significantly enough that if things continue along the trajectory that I see them going for 2024, I'm probably going to average somewhere around $8 to $10 a month after expenses. Again, that's far more than I expected at this point, so hey, nice bonus. But the reality is, the amount of work necessary to stay monetized in order to get income from YouTube is just too much work for where I am right now. And so I have made a conscious decision that I am going to let the monetized side of this channel, at least the YouTube monetized side of this channel, slide. I didn't expect to be monetized yet, and the amount of work to maintain monetized is more than I can do. So functionally, what all of that taken together means is, it's best for me and for this channel if I move to a slower production schedule once I am in school full-time and working full-time as well. Now that being said, I do plan on keeping my Patreon up for those who do want to support this channel. Again, I'm not in this for the money, I'm in this because I'm having fun. But I do want anyone viewing this channel to be aware that sometime this summer I am going to be transitioning to a much slower pace of videos to accommodate the fact that I'm going to be back in school full time. I do plan to continue this channel because I am having a ton of fun with this channel, and as long as I'm doing cool things and hanging out with cool people and having cool conversations, there's no reason to stop. So I do want to talk a little bit about my future plans for this channel to give you an idea of what you can look forward to, even if the overall pace of content is going to be slowing down. Now first up, there are a couple of series for this channel that I am working on slowly retooling for the Pathfinder 2e remastered content, and that is my Classic Introduction series and my Storytelling in Pathfinder 2e series. Both of those series are pretty important to me. They are kind of cornerstones of this channel, and I am going to be working on slowly retooling those and bringing those forward to the remastered content as I'm able. I will admit the Classic Introduction series take a lot of work, so those will probably get redone for the remaster a little bit slower, but I am going to be working on those. However, I'm not just looking at retooling old content from this channel. There is new stuff that I want to do as well, and I will go ahead and tease that I am working on a couple of crossovers with some other channels, both of which I hope to come out sometime this summer, so stay tuned for those. And I'm sure you could guess I'm probably going to continue my habit of reviewing the various Paizo products that come out. For example, I picked up my physical copy of the Monster Core from my local game store just today. But I don't want to just stay to Paizo published content. I actually enjoy exploring storytelling all across the industry. So from time to time, I do hope to branch out to other areas in the industry and cover some of the other things that I find interesting. So for example, another review I plan on doing this summer is the adventure Jewel of the Indigo Isle that is published by Roll for Combat. I've actually been running this adventure at the tabletop RPG club that I run at my local high school, and my students have gotten to play through Act 1 of this adventure. So sometime this summer I want to talk about this adventure, my thoughts about it, and from time to time I hope to loop in other non-Paizo specific content that I find interesting into the stuff that I'm doing on this channel. In terms of some more concrete plans for this summer, I am planning on attending Gen Con again this year. My wife and I went last year and will be going again this year. And last year I got to meet a few fans of the channel, and I'm looking forward to meeting some more people this year. So if you are planning at being at Gen Con this summer, definitely jump over to my free Discord, which is linked in the video description because, hey, all that YouTube stuff has to be said. But feel free to jump over to my Discord and let me know if you're going to be at Gen Con, because I would definitely love the opportunity to meet up with you and hang out and get to talk to you face to face while I'm at that show. Honestly, Gen Con wraps up 24 hours before the next school year begins at my high school, so it will be my last few moments of freedom before I dive back in the joyous world that is high school. All of those represent some of the concrete things that I am aiming to do for this channel going forward, and I do want to stress that later this summer when the content begins to slow down, that I do intend to keep making content because I really enjoy what I get to do here. There is one additional thing that I'm a little hesitant to talk about because at this point I don't know when I'm going to get to do it, but I know it's something I want to do. One of the coolest moments for me as a content creator was having some of the monsters that I designed win the RPG Superstar competition and getting to see something that I created actually be published in the tabletop RPG industry. Now that I've gotten a taste of that, that's really given me the confidence to say that I could actually write for this industry, and that's something I know I want to do in the future. I've actually been toying around with some ideas, and I have come up with something that I would like to write for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, ultimately with the goal of publishing it probably under Pathfinder Infinite or something like that. And it's something I am genuinely excited to try to do in the future, but with the twist of going back to school, I don't know when I'm going to get to do that. Will it be sometime early next year, or will it have to wait until I'm all the way done with my additional schooling? I don't know for sure, but I do know that that's something that I want to try. This channel has given me the confidence to say I can be an author, and that makes me want to take that shot down the road. So while it probably won't be happening anytime soon, in a few years I hope I can face this camera and share with you that a TTRPG product with my name on it will be hitting the market. That is genuinely a dream that I have, so someday I hope to see it come true. I know this video has been a bit of a rambling journey, but this has honestly been a wonderful journey over the last 4 years, and even if my IRL job is demanding that I accomplish a few main storyline quests in the near future, I do plan on dropping in and keeping this channel going as well. Again, I want to stress to everyone who has been part of this journey that I absolutely love doing this, and it is because you all are so wonderful. So as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation. Have a wonderful day.